The animated series Miraculous, it's a fan favorite. The first 5 seasons now on Disney Plus. There's an upcoming special, a whole new season. We're coming up on Halloween, and of course, the stars are going to be in Chicagoland this upcoming weekend. We have Bryce Papenbrook, the voice of Cat Noir, and Cristina Vee, the voice of Ladybug. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
us. That's right. We're gonna be in Chicago.
Yeah, we're excited to go out there and meet everybody. It's going to be awesome.
Let's talk a little bit.
Collecticon is a great time, so we hope to see you guys there.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Collecticon first. This weekend in Rosemont, meeting fans, signing, selfies, the works. How do you both kind of mentally prepare yourself for like 2 days of just meeting these super fans?
Oh man, mentally prepare.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to because once we're there, it's just all like it happens so fast. It's so quick fire. There's so many people.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things. You work on these shows and you record them, and then when you relive them with people that have seen them and love them and appreciate your work, like it just brings you back to those moments. One of my
That
favorite things is meeting kids that love Miraculous Ladybug that come in cosplay, and I just love seeing their faces light up when I do the voice for them.
Yeah, I mean that's what I love too. I mean it's Halloween time, so obviously the costumes are out in the stores. People are getting ready for that, but like at these conventions, everyone's dressed up. I mean, what does it feel like to see people dressed up as your characters when you're out? Whether they send you messages on social media or at a convention like this.
Yeah, it's always so surprising because I feel like there are more and more people every year. And it's always just so amazing to see people's time and their skill put into these costumes and watching them have fun in as the characters. I think that's really special. It's what it's all about.
We have an upcoming special that's going to be set in London. We're moving from Paris to London. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect Thanksgiving weekend.
Wow, drama.
Lots of drama. The stakes are high. We get to watch our characters deal with some really hard things that happened at the end of season 5. We get kind of a little bit of setup for season 6 as well. It's a goodbye to the old animation style, so it's a pretty big shift. It's kind of like a new era for Miraculous, and I'm very excited to see what's going to happen.
As far as season 6, what can we say? Well, we can tease you. There's a lot of cliffhangers at the end of season 5, but what can we say is maybe where we might start and when we might be able to see it?
Well, yeah, new characters, new animation, new villains,
Yeah.
lots of action, lots of drama.
A new kind of dynamic between our characters as well, Matt and
Yeah.
Adrian. Yeah.
And speaking of the dynamic between the two of you, I mean, you've done these, comic book festivals. You've worked together for 5 seasons so far. I mean, tell me a little bit about your working dynamic because you're not recording these, together, but you have a great working relationship. Talk a little bit about the dynamic between the two of
Yeah.
you.
It's a very interesting thing. Like, I don't think I see him more like outside the state than I ever do. We both live in Los Angeles.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so interesting talking to someone in so many different shows because we work together quite a bit, but we never actually see each other. So it's like we're leaving these notes for the other person and laying the groundwork for these performances that will reach so many people. So it's kind of a unique and special
Yeah.
relationship that voice actors have. It's really cool.
Our director is really, really helpful in this front too, because he has all the pieces, he has all the context. So he'll always know like how Bryce is going to deliver a line or how he wants him to deliver a line. So he's very much the go-to and the in-between who gives us all the information we need.
Yeah, Ezra is really orchestrating all of the performances
Yes.
and keeps it really fun and really light. And I think that comes through in the show.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Europe and especially for American audiences because sometimes you only know what like your city and sometimes you don't have the luxury of being able to travel. But kind of seeing these kids learn about their country, they might want to learn about, oh, I want to learn more about France because I'm learning this about my favorite show. Or now we're in London, I want a little bit more about the history. I mean, talk a little bit about some of the feedback you get from parents and from kids, learning about these destinations that they may or may not be familiar with.
I know that we've inspired definitely a few Parisian vacations.
Definitely have, including in my own
Mine
family.
too, yeah.
Yeah, I surprised my kids and took them to Paris because they've watched the show for years, since they've been born. They've grown up with Miraculous and they've always wanted to go. So we had the opportunity last year and we're able to get a little private tour of the animation studio and just watch that beautiful craft go into creating the world and looking at photos and making them realistic to Paris. And if you watch the show and you go to the city, you see where the inspiration comes from. It's a beautiful, incredible city. Highly recommend the travel.
Yeah, for sure.
Halloween's coming up. Do you dress like the characters? Do you have other ideas as far as like a family costume or what you're planning on wearing?
Are you going as Ladybug this year?
I'm not, I have dressed up as Ladybug before. This year, what am I doing? I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure yet. Who knows? Maybe
Who knows?
maybe I will grab a different. She has like so many different costumes, so maybe we'll
Well,
see.
what about you, Bryce and the family? What are you guys planning on
I'm
doing?
waiting for the family to give me their final decision on costume making. I'm usually not the decision maker on that one, but I do love walking by trick-or-treaters that have miraculous costumes on. I always sneak a little line to them, pass them by and go, "Found it." And then they look at me kind of interesting. They're like, "That was surprisingly close to Cat Noir."
And then they realize that, later their parents realize it at that moment, and that's a special moment they get to cherish.
So much fun. It's the best. It's like having my own superpower.
That is amazing. Bryce, Christina, thank you both so much for your time today. Miraculous, the first 5 seasons now on Disney Plus, and of course, Miraculous World London at the Edge of Time coming to us Thanksgiving weekend. Season 6 coming soon, and Collecticon in Rosemont this upcoming weekend, where you can meet both of them. Thank you both so much for your time today.
Thanks for having us.
Have the best time in Chicagoland.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye.